Hi everyone, I'm Gemma, the owner of Gemma Redmond Vintage, and I'm here today to share with you some recent additions to my online collection. All of these pieces will be being added to the website from next week, but if there's anything you'd like to find out more about any of them, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I can provide you with further images and details, and you're also welcome to make a purchase if you would like to do so too. Let's get started. Today's items, I have 6 to share with you, and I have pieces to share with you from the Victorian era right through to the 1990s. So a really wide range of items. So let's get started. I'll begin, I think, first of all, by sharing these earrings with you. So I'll just push my hair back so you can get a closer look at them. Now, these earrings are the 1990s piece I was telling you about, and they were created by the French designer Zoe Costa. As I may have mentioned in previous videos, French designer jewellery from the 1990s, particularly statement earrings from this era by less mainstream designers like Zoe Costa is becoming increasingly collectible and popular because there isn't a vast abundance of them, and they were very well made. So these earrings are perhaps less sparkly and colourful than the normal pieces of French designer jewellery that I share with you. However, they're nonetheless interesting and statement. You can probably see that they are lions hanging from a arrow motif here, and we've got sort of a bell or flower shape suspended between the middle, and then this upside down heart design too on the earrings. So there's a lot of really interesting and unusual motifs going on. So I'll put my hair up so you can get an idea of how they hang and how they look. These earrings are really perfect perhaps for someone who just loves lions, or perhaps your star sign is Leo maybe. They're really interesting and quite unusual looking too, but really impactful. So I'll take them off for you so you can have a closer look. As you can see, they are clip-ons, and I'll just turn them round. There you can see the Zoe Costa Made in France stamp on the reverse of both earrings, and I'll show you the motifs a little bit more closely. We've got the lions and the arrows, and these lovely inverted hearts as well here at the top. And they're really nicely made, great quality too. Okay, next let's move on to the brooch that I'm wearing, and we're going way back in time from the Zoe Costa earrings to a example of really early costume jewellery. This is a brooch in sort of a rosette-like design, dating from the mid to late Victorian era, I would say, and it features in its entirety cut steel studs. It's set with these shimmering steel studs, as you can see. So I'll just unpin it so you can get a closer look at the piece. As you can see, it unclips really easily. The fastening pin is nice and strong and secure on the reverse too. You can see the steel studs are in lovely condition, which is often quite unusual for cut steel. You can sometimes find areas of rust or verdigris because of the way the material reacts as it ages. However, this piece is really nicely preserved. So that's a mid to late Victorian cut steel brooch. Next, let's move on to my bangle. I'm going to take my jacket off so you can get a closer look at the next couple of pieces of jewellery that I'm going to wear for you. So this fabulous bangle is a really great celluloid Art Deco cuff, and we've got some snake-like motifs, snake-like designs here, 4 of them interlocking together, wrapping around the wrist, and it's a hinged bangle, which means it's nice and easy to unclasp and reclasp, and it stays nice and snug too. It's a slightly smaller fit than we find for Art Deco bangles, so it's perhaps more suited to a smaller wrist. And you can see here the head of each snake is detailed with a lovely bright paste stone. So I'll just unclasp it, I'll slide my wrist out, and you can see that it's hinged and the snakes just close together around it. So this piece, I can't remember if I said, dates from the Art Deco era, around circa 1920. Next, let's have a little look at a pendant I have to share with you. This piece probably dates from, again, 1920, perhaps the start of the Art Deco era, and it's a really interesting pendant. It's constructed from silver tone metal, and those of you may be able to tell at a distance that it features the profile of Joan of Arc, and then on the reverse some symbols associated with her and her her lifespan. So it says 1412 to 1431, so the dates marking her birth and death. This is because it's a souvenir piece created in France, probably for tourists visiting perhaps Paris, the French capital, who are looking for something unique to take away with them, or something interesting to take away with them, or perhaps it was sold at various points around France associated with Joan of Arc, maybe her birthplace, perhaps. It's really interesting. It's a great survivor because I'll show you what's inside the pendant. So if I open it up, you can see that inside is a lovely little booklet that says La vie de Jeanne d'Arc, so the life of Joan of Arc, and then we've got some illustrations, some pictures, photographs inside of different places and events associated with her lifetime. So it's a really interesting piece for those interested in the history of France, as well as interested in the history of jewellery or key figures from the past. So it just concertinas back together, the little book closes, and there's a little hinge on the locket that fastens it all together. This is nice to perhaps wear with a selection of charms on a necklace, perhaps even a charm bracelet too, or to wear on its own as a pendant. It's a really interesting piece. Next, let's move on to a fabulous cocktail ring. This lovely ring was created by Christian Dior in the 1970s. As you can see, it features a domed design with circles of colourless rhinestones building up to a rhinestone at the centre. It's a really statement, chunky piece, perhaps perfect for a special occasion or indeed a wedding. And the great thing about it is that it's adjustable in size, so the band here can be squeezed more closed or prized open a little bit more to suit the wearer, and it also features the Christian Dior stamp in the middle here saying that it was made in Germany, so it was most likely made by Henkel and Grosset for Christian Dior in the 1970s. So I'll just pop it on so you get a closer look at how it looks on the hand. As you can see, it's really dramatic, really bold, a great example of cocktail costume jewellery. Okay, next let's move on to my final piece. My final piece is a really striking design, as I'm sure you will agree. This wonderful necklace dates from the Art Deco era, so 1920, probably circa 1920 to 1930, most likely, and it was created by, those of you who are in the know may be aware, it was created by Louis Rousselet, the master bead and imitation pearl maker. And the design house of Louis Rousselet produced a number of flapper length necklaces in this design, where we see faceted glass rings linked together by strands of metal which are threaded with rhinestones in individual metal cups. And we can see this look is really effective, really sparkly. I have seen a couple of examples of this necklace before where the rings are black, and this is the first example I've seen where the rings are colourless. Some schools of thought say that this necklace designed by Louis Rousselet was created for the house of Chanel, and that similar pieces like this have also been attributed to Rousselet for Chanel. This is a possibility, but what I will say is that this piece is certainly by Louis Rousselet. So I'll just show you how it all sort of cascades together and sparkles, which is really nice, and then I'll just show you the necklace on. So as you can see, it's so effective, worn on top of black, really evocative of that Art Deco era. It's fabulous quality and a really lovely example of deco design from the house of Louis Rousselet. So that's my selection of pieces to share with you this week. Let's just recap what we have. We have this fabulous rhinestone and glass Louis Rousselet necklace dating from the Art Deco era. Another original Art Deco piece, a celluloid snake cuff, again detailed with pastes. This circa 1920 French souvenir Joan d'Arc pendant. This 1970s Christian Dior rhinestone domed cocktail ring. This Victorian cut steel rosette design brooch. And these 1990s Zoe Costa statement lion earrings. Thanks very much for joining me again. I hope you've enjoyed this selection, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Take care. Bye bye.